Hey Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. Guys, I want to talk about something serious today. I want to talk about periods and I want to talk about my experience. I have had like painful periods and I want to talk about how I literally healed myself from doing research and just trying different things over the years. I literally healed myself from having those terrible experiences, those terrible cramps. Just like I would have pain in my legs, in my stomach, and my lower back. I would have like extreme pain in my feet. I literally sometimes would have to just like, if I was working, call out of work, or literally I would be in the bed like half the day. And I had terrible experiences. And I thought that was just like all women went through that until I learned a better way to do things. I just started learning new ways to cope. And let's go into some of the things I did. I did have very painful periods. I was bedridden sometimes for the whole day. And what I started to find was I needed to find a natural way, a holistic way to heal myself. The first thing I did, I started a whole food plant-based diet, especially right before my period and during my period. I ate essentially vegan or vegetarian, but more so vegan, because I found that a lot of stuff I was eating caused a lot of inflammation in me. And then I just looked up anti-inflammation foods, like foods that don't cause inflammation in the body. So I ate salads, and then like I found restaurants that were vegan or vegetarian or very plant-based whole food restaurants that didn't use inflammatory oils or ingredients in their food. So whole foods. So I would make oatmeal. Oatmeal is vegan. So I would make oatmeal. I would put like fresh berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. I would add to sweeten it. I would add like a pinch or two of brown sugar, but not a lot. Sometimes I would even just mash up a banana and put it in there. And I would add cinnamon too, as for like a breakfast. I would drink smoothies. Like Garden of Life has like a protein powder that's plant-based. I think most of their protein powders are plant-based. And I would just make smoothies. I would use almond milk. And the almond milk I would buy would literally have almonds, water, and salt. It would have very simple ingredients. I would not buy, I stopped buying the ones that were just almond milk, but then you turn around the back, it has all these fillers, these gums in it. That will cause inflammation, especially during your cycle. So I stopped. I just got the simplest thing I could find that it just had almonds, water, salt, or something like that. Very simple ingredients, whole food ingredients. I would start sticking to those type of diets. I would literally not, beans are on the fence. I think beans will cause like some inflammation in you, but I would not do beans. I found like it is vegan, but again, I would not do beans. Instead, I would do mushrooms. Mushrooms are high in protein and other good ingredients. So mushrooms were a game changer for me. They filled me up. I could make a vegan wrap. I could make a mushroom sandwich, a mushroom wrap. I could make a salad and douse a whole bunch of mushrooms in it. I could even make a savory dish of like rice, peas, and mushrooms, and get some coconut milk and mix it in, make it savory and just season it. And that's what I would eat. It was filling. I got my protein in. And then I would actually do quinoa. Mix some quinoa in there. Because sometimes you don't want to eat quinoa by itself. But if you mix it in a dish, it'll just add that extra amino acids and protein in it. And it was a game changer for me. And it really helped me get through those painful periods. I mean, literally. Also, I tried to figure out what was going on. Why did I have such highs and lows Why did I have a headache? Why did my stomach hurt? Why did my feet hurt? Why did my legs hurt? And my feet actually swole sometimes from the inflammation. Because again, at first I did not know not to eat meat, not to eat inflammatory foods like dairy. I did not know that. So once I stopped the dairy, I stopped the meats, and I focused on vegetables, and then vegetables that are anti-inflammatory, that was a game changer. I also knew my body, I needed nutrients for my body. So I always try to get an organic, food-based multivitamin that's raw. I like Garden of Life. And then, like, I want to say a couple months ago, I found another Garden of Life product. It was called PMS support. And like, I was like, I don't do painkillers. So I looked on the back and I saw that it had vitamin D, and it was from a vegan plant source. So I was like, okay, it had vitamin E, it had zinc, it had copper, it had primrose oil, it had ginger, it had saffron extract, and it had some probiotics in it. And I noticed my periods, and I would take this right before my period and during my period. It reduced the cramps. It improved my mood, and it gave me skin support. So I wasn't breaking out like hormonally during my cycle. I was not breaking out. So it did provide that support that I really needed. And also, I learned black seed oil. I would massage the places I was having inflammation at. But I would massage the black seed oil onto my feet, onto my legs, onto my stomach, onto my lower back. And that anti-inflammatory effect black seed oil has really reduced my cycle pain, and it made me feel better. I also would get, since I was doing vegan, I would get some flaxseed oil and take, if I was having extreme inflammation, I would take a flaxseed oil pill. And that would definitely assist me with that. So like, this is organic flaxseed oil. And it would definitely help with that. And I knew on my period, I was having lower iron. So I started taking some Geritol. Look it up. It's an iron supplement with a lot of B vitamins and a lot of good stuff for energy support in it. That iron leveled out. So I was able to like think and sit up. I wasn't super tired because I was taking I didn't take the recommended amount of Geritol. I just took like a teaspoon of Geritol. And I mixed, and I would take a teaspoon of Geritol. I would take my multivitamin, and then I would take the Garden of Life PMS support. And I noticed that balanced me out, and I would eat a meal before I take it. Like I would have some oatmeal or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And again, I eat organic, so that would be sourdough bread that's organic, a few ingredients. That's just peanut butter that has just peanuts in it, and that's strawberry jam that has strawberries, a little bit of water, and maybe a little bit of organic cane sugar or something. Very low levels of it, like very low levels of sugar. And I would just eat something like that, take my vitamins. Within 30 minutes, I would feel better. My body would be regulated, and I would feel like I can actually function, do some work, clean up my house, do whatever I needed to do. It would literally level me out. And I started to just really understand my body needed rest. During this time, right before my period, I needed to be taking my PMS support from Garden of Life. I needed to be drinking my ginger tea, and also I would drink some raspberry tea. I would make ginger tea and raspberry tea, and I would mix it, and I would drink a little bit. I would drink maybe a half a cup to a whole cup of it right before I eat, maybe 20 minutes, to just calm my system down, and it really would calm my system down. I found that eating vegan, especially during your cycle, I don't eat vegan all the time, but especially during my cycle, literally stop the pain, the inflammation. And I did not do beans again. I did not do beans. I did mushrooms for my protein. I did a lot of mushrooms for my protein. I did nut butters, peanut butter, almond butter, and this is all organic. I did it. And I ate berries, a lot of berries, and sometimes I ate some melon. I know papaya, melon helps regulate your uterus. Papaya, I didn't really like the taste of papaya, but I noticed it calmed me down a lot. I mean, yeah, it calmed me down. I would say it made a difference. But again, during your cycle, sugar and salt are not your friend, especially in high doses. They're just not your friend. I've learned that it's just not my friend. I've learned to keep a heating pad. I've learned to make sure I'm up on my nutrition, because if I'm not up on my nutrition, my vitamin D is low, my iron is low, and I need some omega-3s, and that's where the flaxseed oil comes in. That's not like from this, cod liver or something. It's not from the sea, or fish oil. Instead of fish oil, I did flaxseed oil, and it's a game changer, ladies. I also stopped taking phone calls from stressful people or people I know that are just going to ask for favors. When you're in your period, it's really about self-care. And self-care includes you putting yourself first, especially for those couple of days that you're on your cycle, putting yourself first. So I didn't take any calls from people I knew that would stress me out. I made sure I changed all my pads to organic pads, and I found a brand at Whole Foods and Sprouts called Natural Care that I go to for my periods. This brand does not have all those synthetics, fibers, chemicals that are on conventional pads that you buy in the store that you see commercials about. They don't have all that ingredients in there. It's just our organic pad. I literally had stopped a lot of problems using organic pads. Yeast infections, UTIs, all those problems went away once I started using organic sanitary napkins, pads, and they make tampons and like little penny liners as well. I had a lot of success with that, and I kept to it. There's a lot of different organic brands now, but Natural Care has been a game changer for me. And I literally like organic pads because I do not feel irritated down there, and they have also like organic wipes. If you need them, you really don't need all that stuff. I definitely stopped using those feminine care products, like Summer's Eve, I believe. I stopped using products like that, those conventional products that you see commercials about. I stopped using those kind of products, only organic. You don't want to put chemicals in anywhere near your VV, you don't want to do it. I always say, like, you want to keep things as natural as possible. And you don't want to take a lot of like painkillers. I don't take painkillers. I do not take Advil, don't take Tylenol. I don't take any of those painkillers. They're not good for you. They cause a lot of damage if you take too much or you use it over time. They cause a lot of problems with your liver. So I literally don't take those. Like, I haven't took those since like high school, because I figured out during high school they didn't work anyway. So I stopped taking them. I also don't do sodas. Anything sugary, just don't do it. Keep like a very bland diet on your period. You don't want to do it. The things I would suggest, if you're making sandwiches, and I love sandwiches, so I would suggest using sourdough bread only, and make sure it has simple ingredients. I get like a lot of my sourdough bread. I get it from Kroger, but there's other stores like Kroger supermarket in your area, but like Kroger makes like two brands I really like for sourdough that's not having all those oils and fillers in it. That's my go-to. Well, I'm trying to think of the one I use. Let me look right quick. But the one I use is by Izio Artisan Bakery. And that's IZZIO. And it's a sourdough. And it has like 3 basic ingredients in it. It doesn't have all those inflammatory oils. And I love it. It tastes really good. And they make different variations. Sometimes they have chia seeds or flax seeds in it. But it's, again, really, really good. I would suggest you finding out what works for you. Finding things that are like very plant-based. And hey, I would not suggest, when I say plant-based, I mean like salads, mushrooms, peppers, like actual plants. I'm not talking about using any of those plant-based meats. I would not suggest that. Soy, I was vegan before and I used to eat a lot of soy. Whew, I'm glad I stopped doing that. That gave me a lot of problems. It gave me very bad cycles as well. So I would not suggest any of those plant-based meat-like foods. I would not suggest any of that. You can make a meat sandwich with mushrooms. Like you can a meat tasting sandwich with mushrooms. And if you're using vegan cheese, I would suggest the ones that are made out of coconut oil. But I would try to stick to plants. And if you're using something like a protein powder, stick to one that is vegan. But it's a lot of things you need to do to just regulate your system. I would say periodically do detoxes. But let me know, ladies, if you guys are interested in hearing more about how I healed myself, my periods, just maintaining health holistically. Let me know in the comments if you guys are interested. Have a great day, ladies. And